So here's something nobody saw coming. And honestly, if you say you predicted this, you're lying. Guy Crimson finally acknowledges Diablo as his equal. Yeah, Guy, the primordial red, the demon lord of demon lords, the walking, don't even think about it of Tensura. And yes, this actually happens in Tensura Volume 23. Let me walk you through it because the context behind this moment is so wild it feels like the author wrote it while laughing at us. Before Guy and Diablo even look at each other, the entire battlefield is already a disaster zone. Velzard is in full older sibling who's tired of your nonsense mode, casually trying to wipe out armies like she's checking chores off a list. And then Rimuru strolls in, looking like he's arriving late for work and just goes, "All right, that's enough." The moment Rimuru enters the field, Guy instantly stops goofing around. His whole vibe flips from, hey, destruction time, to, oh crap, the responsible adult showed up. That's when he activates something we almost never see, his calculation-specialized form. This transformation is wild. Guy literally becomes a red-haired woman. Yes, really. But the important part isn't the makeover. In this form, he isn't about brute force anymore. He becomes a walking supercomputer. This is Guy switching from punch reality in the face mode to calculate your existence down to the atoms mode. And here's where it gets fun. In this form, he can read someone's existence value. If you're new to the series, that's basically Tensura's way of asking, hey, how much world-breaking metaphysical nonsense is stuffed inside your soul? It's not power levels, not magicals, it's your raw potential to overwrite reality itself. Guy can scan your soul quality, your evolutionary stage, your internal stability, essentially how many episodes it would take for him to delete you from the plot. So he starts scanning people, business as usual. Velzard, normal. Rimuru, also normal, well, normal for Rimuru. Then he scans Diablo, and Guy's brain immediately blue screens. You have to remember the scale here. Guy is the oldest primordial, the original apex demon, the boogeyman of boogeymen. He's bullied demon lords for fun. He fights Milim like he's stretching before a workout. Nothing surprises this man. Until now. He checks Diablo's reading, rechecks it, recalculates, runs the numbers again, and every result says the same thing. Diablo's existence value is equal to his. Not catching up, not promising, not give him a century. Equal. And it gets even crazier when you realize Guy always evaluates others under equalized conditions. He has this internal system that adjusts everyone's stats so he doesn't accidentally underestimate them. But Diablo, the system doesn't even activate. Guy is seeing Diablo's raw, unfiltered soul power, and it still matches his. To put it simply, this is like finding out the internet your job secretly has CEO-level authority and didn't think that was worth mentioning. So he does something he has literally never done before in the history of existence. He acknowledges another demon as his equal, and then he goes even further. He gives Diablo a title, the Black King. This is not just a cool nickname, this is primordial level recognition. Primordials are literally named after colors. Guy is red, Misery is blue, Rain is violet, Testarossa is white, Diablo is black, but Black King means Diablo is now officially the supreme ruler of the Black lineage. It's like Guy stamped approved by the demon lord of everything onto Diablo's soul. Even Rimuru is like, when did my butler turn into a natural disaster? But Guy isn't done panicking yet. He then notices something far more terrifying clinging to Diablo, traces of void. Void is not magic. Void is not a skill. Void is the fundamental nothingness outside creation, the stuff that erases gods as a side effect. And Diablo just has some sticking to him, like lint. Guy is one of the few beings in existence who understands how dangerous void is, and his internal reaction is basically, why is Rimuru's servant coated in cosmic antimatter? What is happening? That's when Guy realizes the truth. Diablo didn't just get stronger. He evolved during his fight with Feldway. He transcended the world's limiters. And the funniest part of all this? Diablo wasn't even trying. He wasn't training, he wasn't grinding levels, he wasn't seeking a breakthrough. He was just doing his job. The most Diablo thing ever. And this is where the whole structure of the demon hierarchy collapses. Guy Crimson has been the undisputed apex for ages, the standard, the ceiling, the don't compare anyone to me unless you want to be roasted guy. And now he meets someone who doesn't fear him, isn't competing with him, isn't even paying attention to him, and is still equal to him. Diablo wasn't aiming to surpass Guy. He doesn't care about rankings, he only cares about Rimuru. And Guy realizes that if Rimuru's subordinate is already matching him, what will Rimuru himself become? Even the novel describes Guy hesitating, double-checking, and being forced to accept the nightmare-level results. This is one of the only times we see Guy genuinely rattled. And the absolute funniest part, Diablo has no clue any of this is happening. He's not flexing, he's not gloating, he's not even aware. He's standing there in full loyal butler mode, thinking, how can I serve Rimuru-sama better today? Meanwhile, Guy is having an existential crisis like, oh, so this is what fear feels like. Word spreads quickly. Testarossa hears about Diablo being recognized as the Black King and just goes, of course he is. He's Diablo. Ultima is impressed and offended at the same time because Diablo's growth rate ruins her competitive spirit. Carrera pretends she's fine, but secretly goes back to training so she won't fall behind. This one moment shifts primordial politics instantly. Diablo isn't just Rimuru's right hand anymore, he's now one of the highest ranking demons in existence. And the bigger message of this whole scene becomes clear. Guy acknowledging Diablo isn't just a cool moment, it's the novel telling us that Rimuru's faction is stepping into god-tier territory. Not through conquest or bloodshed, but through absolute, overwhelming, soul-crushing power. Diablo basically becomes a walking warning label. If you touch Rimuru, Diablo will personally escort you out of existence. Guy, for the first time ever, accepts someone beside him at the top. Not a rival, not a threat, but a peer. And honestly, it's kind of poetic. Diablo didn't reach this level through arrogance or ambition. He reached it through loyalty, through devotion, through his absolute belief in Rimuru. The most loyal demon in the story becomes one of the strongest beings in creation. And that's the full breakdown of the moment Guy Crimson finally acknowledges Diablo as his equal. One of the craziest, most game-changing scenes we've seen in Tensura so far. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tensura lore, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know which moment you want decoded next, because trust me, this series has a lot more secrets waiting to be unraveled. Until next time, stay chaotic, stay curious, and avoid making eye contact with any black-haired butlers. It's safer that way.